Alex in the case I press. I'm here with Lance Gibson Jr., who returns to action at Bellator 279. Lance, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm happy to be talking with you again. Where are you?
I'm just in the yard at my house, just getting ready to go train again. So, yeah,
Awesome.
getting the coffee in and just walking around.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You're 10 days out. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling fantastic. You know, it's always it is what it is. You know, it's a part of the journey, living in the present moment, day by day, until fight day, and I get to handle business. So, I'm feeling good.
Awesome. Before we talk about your fight, how was hunting season?
You know, it was quite challenging this season. We went to the interior after British Columbia after my last fight, and we had quite a few 3 a.m. days to get out there to the blind and get set up, and just no good opportunities at Whitetail. There were mule deer around, but they were only open for one more day. So we got there and they were kind of just spooking away. So then we went back to our mainland and tried to hunt our coastal blacktail, and they're extreme, like they're just so skittish. So we would spot them like at just like twilight, not even sunset. It was just before it was pitch black, and it was too dark. So then they take off. So it was a good effort, but hopefully this next season it'll be a lot better.
Well, I'm wishing you a happy next hunting season.
Yeah. Yeah. So we all ate tag soup this year. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I wanted to say you have an epic beard and great fucking hair. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
How long are you letting your dreads grow for?
You know, it's been a long time. I want to say 8 or 9 years. I had to cut them multiple times. Actually, before my after my Marcus Surin fight, in between my last fight, I was like, okay, I got to cut them because I had a big bun. I had a bun at the back of my head in my Marcus Surin fight. And at one point I was going to transition to take the back, and he was going for a headlock, but he actually had my hair, and I couldn't get my head out. So I'm like, yeah, my mom calls me and she's like, yeah, it's time to cut it. And I'm like, all right, I had to cut off like, I want to say 12 or 13 inches of my hair. So it's still long, but it is what it is. Yeah.
You ever worry that it's going to add some extra weight on the scale?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I had dropped quite a few pounds when I cut my hair the last time. It was like, I want to say it was like 3 pounds or so. So it was some significant weight. So I have to always be careful if it gets wet. Like during, I can't put a beanie on. I have to keep my hair out of the way. Otherwise I'll be using a hair dryer as I'm on the scale trying to. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So it's been like 4 months since your fight against Raymond Pena. How do you feel about that performance?
Oh, I felt pretty good. You know, how the fight panned out was kind of how I expected it. I knew he wasn't a slouch when it came to wrestling. And in the case, you can't really make many mistakes. Like I got a little too ahead of myself at the beginning of the fight on the defense of the takedown. I was defending really well, and then I wanted to strike. So I went to hit him with the shoulder when I had my underhook, and he ended up ankle picking the leg that I used my shoulder. And ever since that, I haven't been able to let it go. I'm like, what was I doing? So I've been hard on myself when it comes to that. But in that fight, I knew exactly what was going to happen. Like, he's a heavy wrestler, and he's a good wrestler. You can't deny that. He's a multiple time state champion. He coaches a wrestling team, one of the best high school wrestling teams in the nation. And so I knew I just needed to weather the storm, and he would eventually gas out because it's tiring. It's exhausting. You can't do that for that long with that amount of pressure. So I knew that by the second round he was going to fold.
Yeah, I mean, and we saw you, face, I don't know if it's like so far to say you faced adversity, but you faced something in that first round that like
Yeah.
we all thought you were invincible, but you
Yeah.
faced
Yeah.
that. And I guess, how did that feel?
Oh, it felt totally normal. I'm so used to it from obviously in my training. Like I do last week, or no, the week before, I did an 18-minute straight Shark Tank with 3 fresh people and my dad, that hitting pads with my dad, sparring MMA with another person, boxing and wrestling with the other person, and then the other person only in good positions. So like I get put on my back in mount, and it's 18 minutes straight. So it's nothing like foreign to me. You just gotta, like, a lot of people get emotional and get in their head about it, and it's like it's a part of the freaking game. So I knew, get up, handle business in the second round. Don't let them get that free takedown again. Handle business second round. So it was what it was.
Gotcha. All right. So Bellator 279, man, you're fighting in Hawaii. First of all, how did that feel? Are you excited about that? And also, you put out a post on your Instagram saying that you're going to fight in the same exact arena that your dad did so long ago.
Yeah, I think it was 25 years, like same month. So I think my dad fought April 26th, 97. I don't know, but I think it was 1997 there. And he fought a guy that was freaking, the only way he could get his flight paid for to go to Hawaii to fight was if he fought in super heavyweight. And he was 185 pounds. So 205 at his max, but that's without cutting. So he fought at super heavyweight against a local guy from Hawaii that was tough as nails and had been knocking everybody out, and he ended up submitting him. And it's a 30-minute round, so it was like, he's been a legend on the island. Like, no matter where we go, we've been in Texas, we've been in Oklahoma, we've been in California, people still remember him from that fight. So they see him on the street and they're like, Lance Gibson, oh my god. Like, so it's pretty cool. And then it just so happens to be in the same arena. So that was like full on destiny happening, because I was supposed to be fighting in Missouri, in St. Louis. Then I was supposed to fight in San Jose. So it just, and then this one ended up working out. So I'm excited.
I mean, how exciting is it to be fighting in Hawaii?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've never been to Hawaii. I've always dreamt of it as a kid. So it's kind of cool being able to do my job, go to work. And as my mom would say, I haven't worked in 4 months. So I need to go to work. And I just so happen to be in Hawaii. So that's pretty awesome.
Are you planning on staying a couple days to enjoy it?
Yeah. I try not to look past anything. I try to, like I always say, I try to live in the present moment. So we booked a few days after, but number one thing is my job on the 23rd. So, but after, for sure, we'll maybe get some fishing in if we're there. When we're there.
All right, so let's talk about it. Nainoa, how do you like that matchup?
Oh, I think it's a fantastic matchup for me. He's a great martial artist. He's been around the sport for a long time, since a kid too, as well. So it's pretty cool. I get to go in and test my skills against a well-versed fighter. And yeah, I mean, I've done this my entire life. The proof is in the pudding. I'm 10-0 now when it comes to and I have one fight that's not a finish, and that was my Marcus Stern fight. And yeah, I'm excited to get in there and do what I do, because I'm sure everybody else is excited to see me go do what I do. I don't have specific predictions, but I know that I will finish the fight. It's just a matter of time with what I do and how skilled I am in every area. So
you kind of already took away my prediction question.
My bad.
So it's all good. So you're fighting a Hawaiian kind of going into enemy territory, although you might get cheered just because of your dad. So so
yeah. I mean, I don't mind going into enemy. I've done it so many times with wrestling. It's who I am. Fearless. I live by that.
course, of course. All right, so just a couple last questions for me, man. So I've been shouting from the rooftops saying that I want you to get a ranked opponent. I want you in the rankings.
Yeah.
And I know, it's hard to say that because you don't like looking past, but do you believe by the end of 2022 you will be in those rankings?
It's hard for me to look ahead, actually. And look that far ahead, but I do believe I should be and actually I'm not even gonna say I should be. I'm gonna allow my performances to do the job. At the end of the day, that's what matters. That's it. The ranking is awesome, but it's just a number at the end of the day. I need to go in there and do what I do best and do it at a high level to where people recognize and they're like, oh, this guy can't be it. Like, we can't look past this guy. He needs to be in the top. He needs to be at the top of the game. So yeah, they'll see. It's just a matter of time as I'm developing more and more as a martial artist day by day. The proof will be when I'm in the cage.
When I asked Scott Coker about you and getting and kind of pushing you, I think he kind of likes the slow roll of your role. Kind of, do you agree with that, or do you want to get pushed?
I tend to just fight whoever they put in front of me. Like when they set up fights, I say yes and I do my job. I take it seriously. I'm a professional when it comes to the sport, and I'm not a major I want to be clear on who I am and what I'm about, So I definitely don't want to come across like a complainer saying, "Oh, I want a top 10, I want a top 10, top 10." Like, I feel like that's like the common theme with a lot of with a lot of MMA fighters. I wouldn't say they're martial artists, but with a lot of MMA fighters. So I just fight who they put in front of me, and I do my job, and I do my job at a high level. So that's what I'm excited to do for sure.
Awesome, Lance. Thank you so much for your time, man. I really appreciate it. I love chatting with you. You want to plug your social media, plug any sponsors you got? You want to thank anybody? The floor is yours.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That'd be awesome. Thank you. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm at Lance Fearless Jr. On Twitter, which I've always said I'm not on a ton, but you can follow me at Lance Fearless Jr. All my sponsors, Division 16, Apollo Sheet Metal, Global Rigging and Transport, Strike Recovery, DLM. All those guys they're amazing. They've helped me out a lot in my training camp, as well as Julia. So yeah, it's an honor to have those guys in my team at Gibson MMA. I couldn't do it without them. All my training partners. Yeah, it's been an awesome training camp, and I can't wait to showcase what I got going on 23rd.